Can you imagine saving all year for your dream vacation in Mexico only to arrive here in Bucerias and discover you have been scammed? Hey guys, this is Joel, the Accidental Retiree here on YouTube. Bienvenidos a nuestro canal. Bienvenidos to another video that I think is very, very important, and it's a video I really felt I had to make today. Almost every day, and I'm not kidding here, you can see on a Facebook group people, individuals, a family, group of friends who've arrived to Bucerias, and the post is almost the same verbatim. We've arrived at Bucerias, and the place that we rented does not exist. We think we have been scammed. No keys, no owner, and sometimes not even a real address. And usually it starts the same way, with someone posting what they probably feel is less than innocent post on a Facebook group inquiring about, does anyone know of a good vacation rental opportunity in Bucerias? And they usually give what it is that they're looking for. And that usually results in a whole bunch of messages. If you look at these posts from people, I got a rental here, I've got a rental there, I'm going to send you a DM. So DMs go to the person, maybe then from that DM they get their WhatsApp, etc., and eventually, and they go down the vacation rental road. And for the people who are getting scammed, it really does look legit until it wasn't. In fact, crazily enough, and this is why I really felt I had to do this video, just today on the Bucerias, on one of the Bucerias Facebook groups, I saw 3 posts all in the same day from 3 different people. So I figured this was a good time to do a video, explain how these scams work, why they're actually happening here in the Bay, and how to make sure you're not the next one posting that message to look for a vacation rental and getting yourself scammed. So stick around. And before I get into it, this video is brought to you by the Accidental Retiree.app, where we're giving away 150,000 Turkish airline miles. It is really simple. Watch the videos, solve the clues, and make your way to the end where you can win up to 150,000 Turkish airline miles. All the details you need are at the accidentalretiree.app and /fast track to move yourself all the way to stage 5. All right, so getting back into the crux of this video. So why is this happening here in Bucerias? Well, first and foremost, Bucerias has exploded in popularity. We were at La Comer today, and honestly, I've never seen so many pale white people looking so lost all at the same time. It was really impressive. But it's also a reminder about how fast this town has grown. Economically, it's been great for the community, but with rapid growth comes that seedy element. Now, February, the season that we're in right now, is literally the busiest month of the year, bar none. Most places are full, rents are high. It really is a scammer's dream. Now, these scams, really, they're not overly sophisticated. They play on the desperation, the urgency, and let's be honest, the idea of thinking that you just scored the best amazing deal. And to be honest, we're all vulnerable. Now, how the scam works. It's usually pretty straightforward. Someone steals photos of an actual rental listing or photos of a real condo. They post it at a price that makes you stop scrolling. You're like, wow, that's a good deal. And they create just enough urgency to get you to send that deposit before you can start asking too many questions. You'll hear things like, we had a cancellation. We really like your profile. We prefer Canadians because we know you're going to take very good care of our home. If you can send that deposit today, we'll hold it and give you a really good discount. You can probably see where this is going. Once you wire that deposit, okay, and if this is a scam, it is pretty well gone. Almost zero chance of recovery. So the common Bucerias scams are basically fake listings, photos stolen from well-known buildings. Basically, the building exists, but the unit itself doesn't. Too good to be true pricing. This is the biggest bait, luxury beachfront bargain at a heavily discounted price. And of course, pressure tactics. I have someone else interested. They were supposed to send the deposit today, but they haven't done it. If you can get me the deposit today, then I'm just going to tell them they can't rent the unit. And then if you start asking questions, it's like, sorry, I'm traveling, I'm at work, my father is sick in the hospital. That's why I just want to get this done. That's why I'm willing to give you a good discount, etc., etc., etc. All the excuses to kind of keep you off base, off kilter, and not asking the important questions. So the urgency is not accidental. It really is a big part of the scam. So the other thing you need to look out for are sketchy payment methods. Wire transfers, untraceable apps, anything with no dispute process. Another thing is if you want to make a video call and they refuse the live video call. A real owner or manager is going to gladly walk you through the unit live. Now, if they're not going to do it, that is your answer. Now, I say there are some exceptions. There are some reputable rental agencies that have been around in the Bay for years. Obviously, we're one of them, maravillanairit.com, but I could also think of our friends, Haley and Eric, that run Beach Please. If you're dealing with one of us, then you know all of our listings are legit. I mean, we've been in business in the Bay for almost 2 decades. You kind of get the idea on this. So I want to get into the red flags because I think these are super important and can save you thousands and thousands of dollars and a ruined vacation. So what are some of the red flags? No video call, pressure to pay immediately and not by credit card, they want a wire. The price is way below market value, like a deal that is too good to be true. An unusual payment request like to a debit card or a prepaid card, you definitely don't want to do that. A matter of fact, I always say if they're not going to accept a credit card, just don't do it. And then the last one is just vague or evasive answers to your question. And when you're going through the booking process, if it's really starting to feel rushed, it shouldn't, right? Like this should be a process that is delightful. You're searching for that perfect vacation rental. If it's feeling uncomfortable, if it's feeling rushed, then you need to really question and slow yourself down. All right, guys, so what are the things you can do to protect yourself? Obviously, you can use a reputable company like maravillanairit.com or Beach Please, but sometimes, you know what? All of our stuff is booked well in advance. We have people contacting us daily to book in February, and unfortunately, we have 0 vacancy. So what I do recommend at this time is like stick to the known platforms such as VRBO or Airbnb, something that has a dispute process so that if something is not as advertised, you have an opportunity to either get your money back or have some type of compensation. Now, if you're going outside those platforms and trusted companies, you really need to make sure you've done your due diligence, like verify that the property exists on Google Maps, hire someone to actually go meet the owners, verify the unit, do a walkthrough not only with the person you're renting from, but someone who is on the boots on the ground here that you can trust. Get their predial, which is their property tax bill, and a real copy of their ID. They would have their Mexican national ID, and I would go so far as to ask for a copy of their passport and have the person who's verifying the walkthrough verify that ID at the same time they're doing the walkthrough. And if someone's uncomfortable with that, that is like a double red flag, and you should just absolutely cut bait. I mean, you could search people's names on Facebook and all that stuff, but honestly, that is so hard to verify people nowadays. Again, you're mitigating some risk, but you're not completely eliminating it. Personally, as I said, I would never, ever wire money unless I know the person personally or I have someone who can actually vouch for them. I'm just not going to do it. So it really comes down to paying by credit card whenever possible. Like if you rent through us at maravillanairit.com or if you rent through Beach Please, you pay by credit card. So if there is a dispute, you actually have an ability to make a dispute with your credit card company. So if someone is renting you a property and if they don't have credit card payments available, to me that's actually a pretty big red flag. I'm just not going to send them any money. So Jillian and I have been involved in this business in Mexico for almost 2 decades, as I've said now. We've seen many guests walk away from legitimate listings because they felt the price was too high and that they felt if they worked harder, they could find a better deal. But then at the end of the day, they only ended up getting scammed. And when people arrive now in February with nowhere to stay, there often is like absolutely zero backup, like zero options for them unless they're dramatically willing to change their expectations, downgrade the type of property that they wanted to stay at, or severely upgrade it. And with that severe upgrade, is it become a major change in price, not to mention the money that is already lost and not recoverable. All right, guys, so in closing, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't be one of the people that gets taken for any of these scams. Share this video with other people who are thinking of going to Mexico. You know, at the end of the day, Bucerias is very safe and it's a very welcoming community. The people here are incredible. I love my neighbor. But the internet, unfortunately, is still a bit of the wild, wild west. And if a deal feels too rushed, if it feels too good to be true, if you think you got the most incredible deal that you've ever gotten, then you know what? It probably is too good to be true. So trust your instincts, trust your gut, only rent from verified companies or people you have verified yourself or completely trust. You worked hard to earn this vacation. It should be starting, honestly, with a cold margarita and not a police report. All right, everybody, again, thanks for joining me for this video. Please leave a comment below. I hope that this was helpful. Again, share this video, like, comment, and subscribe. Nos vemos. Hasta luego and adiós desde Bucerias, aquí en Bucerias, México.